because I see joyful people. I see grandmas, I see parents, I see beautiful little kids with incredible green hats. Now, did you all dress like that so that if you lost yourselves, you could find everybody? Okay, that's a good plan. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that advice back home. The theme of this year's March for Life, as most of you all know, is that life is a gift. And I know for me personally, this year there is so much to be thankful for. I'm grateful to my own family, for my beautiful wife, Usha, and that God has given us the miracle of new life again. I'm grateful for this movement, for the truth that is on our side. And frankly, I'm thankful for the technological breakthroughs that have allowed us to affirm and protect life. Things like 3D ultrasounds that didn't exist just a few short decades ago. Things like the new medical technologies that have saved the lives of countless premature babies. But let me today say that I am especially grateful for all of you, even the ones with Michigan hats, and there are a couple of you out there. For the thousands of men and women and children, for the church groups, the school groups, the grandparents and the toddlers and everyone in between who braved this chilly Washington afternoon, all of us in the Trump administration, from the president on down, we thank you for your prayers, we thank you for your perseverance, and we thank you that for today, we are all marching for life. Now, I know a lot of us heard from the president just before this, so you know that he loves and cares deeply about this movement. And it's why he has fought for the pro-life cause and why we do it in this administration. And it's why 3 years ago, we cannot forget, he delivered and his Supreme Court justices delivered the most important Supreme Court decision of my lifetime. Because with the Dobbs decision, what we did, what the president did, what the Supreme Court did, was put a definitive end to the tyranny of judicial rule on the question of human life. He shattered a 50-year culture of disposability, one that treated human life as expendable the moment that it became inconvenient. And he empowered our nation and our movement to build a culture of life from the grassroots up. And over the last year, I got to brag a little bit, our administration has worked.
Let's get you back to the Charlie Kirk Show, which is already in progress.
California wildfire ripping apart Los Angeles County.
This is ridiculous. This is death by 1,000 paper cuts by Democrat policies.
That is President Trump's motorcade.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Trump has returned triumphant.
We hope they come out tonight.
We prayed together and we cried for 4 years.
Such an amazing feeling.
Flight 5342 colliding with a Black Hawk helicopter, 67 lives lost.
Liberation Day was extraordinary.
We never charged anybody anything, but now we're going to charge.
I think it's a great day here at the White House.
They've sold out our country, and
dishonest money. Nixon's closure of the gold window made endless debt and war inevitable. Today, our middle class, our currency, and our economy are dying in real time. In my new book, Dispatches to Future Generations, I reveal how we got here, plus the solution, gold. And that's why I'm partnering with Birch Gold Group to give you a free copy of my book along with Birch Gold Group to give you a free copy of my book along with their free info kit on gold. Click below to get both right now. Inside the info kit, you'll learn how to move your IRA or 401k into physical gold. So click below to claim your free copy of my Dispatches to Future Generations and Birch Gold's info kit today. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul. For 50 years, I've watched Washington betray the American people with dishonest money. Nixon's closure of the gold window made endless debt and war inevitable. Today, our middle class, our currency, and our economy are dying in real time.
Scream and holler, sure. Can't do that. But do not engage directly with the law enforcement effort. And if you're given lawful orders, follow them. Follow them. It's pretty simple. If you follow these common sense guidelines, you're not going to get arrested or injured or worse, killed. 37-year-old Alex Preddy, a VA nurse, didn't follow these rules or listen to his parents who say they told him weeks ago. Protest, but don't engage with the police. If he had listened to his parents, he'd be alive today. But the left put him in harm's way and then martyred him because he did not listen to his mother. He was shot and killed during a scuffle with police over the weekend, and the lines are clear. Law enforcement on one side, agitators and anarchists on the other. I told you before, those antagonizing the agents want a Kent State moment. They're willing to get people killed. They are, if that advances their agenda. It's a sad state of affairs. It seems that nobody has learned the lesson. As the unruly crowds are growing overnight, busting up a hotel where they think ICE is sleeping. The police from Minneapolis standing around and doing nothing to stop it. So the tension is rising even farther. The temperature is getting hotter. The man in charge of the Border Patrol says it's a dangerous situation that could have been avoided. Here's what he said.
When politicians, community leaders, and some journalists engage in that heated rhetoric we keep talking about, when they make the choice to vilify law enforcement, calling law enforcement names like Gestapo, or using the term kidnapping. That is a choice that is made. There are actions and consequences that come from those choices. And then when someone chooses to listen to a politician, a so-called journalist, a community leader that spouted that type of vilification towards law enforcement or anything else, when you choose to listen to that, that is a choice, and there are consequences and actions there also. I think we saw that yesterday. And those actions and choices can obviously have tragic consequences.
Greg Bovino, head of the Border Patrol, facing a hostile press corps. No surprise based on what we see every day in this country. He was not concerned about the narrative. He delivered his comments without regard to the narrative they all seem to be looking for, and they were all looking for the same thing. Bovino says Preddy was committing a crime before he was tragically shot. Here's more.
He was there in the scene. He was in the scene actively impeding and assaulting law enforcement to the point.
But that's not illegal. He wasn't Dana, impeding it. He was filming it, which is a legal thing to do in the United States of America.
Dana, let's don't freeze frame adjudicate this now. He was there for a reason. And that reason was to impede law enforcement to the point. What
evidence do you have of that?
And here's a good point, Dana, is the fact that de-escalation techniques were utilized during this action. Those de-escalation techniques, whether it was physically trying to remove them from that law enforcement scene, that active law enforcement scene in which law enforcement were going after a violent illegal alien, or the use of pepper spray, which is another de-escalation technique. Those techniques did not work.
And here's something else for you if you missed this part. On Saturday, following that, more confrontations with law enforcement. One officer lost his finger when it was bitten off. Bitten off. Permanently disfigured now because his finger was literally bitten off by one of these anarchists. The problem is those on the other side don't want to cool things down. They seem to want more of this. They want Kent State. They want it badly. They want to call federal agents Nazis, fascists, and claim it's an invasion when the agents are there to address a serious problem. That is recidivism among some of the most hardened criminals that are in this country illegally. Tim Walz is the worst governor in America. He's going to keep ratcheting up the temperature even if it gets people killed. He doesn't care. Listen.
The way to fix this is get these folks out of here. We've continued to work with them. They asked us for these numbers. We provided them. We continue to show, and they're not serious. And look, I think everybody understands what the last request was, totally unrelated to anything on the voter files. This is, again, as the Attorney General said, Donald Trump telling everybody that the election was rigged, who started all this nightmare for America, has nothing to do with it. And I would just give a pro tip to the Attorney General. There's 2 million documents in the Epstein files we're still waiting on. Go ahead and work on those.
Yeah, there you go. Talk about Epstein. Where is Bill Clinton, by the way? Did he show up for that hearing to discuss Epstein? Your boy, Bill Clinton? No, of course not. But why Minneapolis? And not the entire country? That guy is why. And his Attorney General. And what about police being ordered not to work or protect ICE? Local police, Minneapolis. The chief of police there dodging the question altogether. Listen.
Were you ever ordered to stand down? Have police been told not to protect ICE?
It is deeply disappointing to have anyone question and disparage the hard work of the men and women of the Minneapolis Police Department. There are 600 police officers that are left here after the destruction of the city in 2020, and they are doing an incredible job.
Stop.
About a dozen of our cops have been in.
There are only 600 police officers left in Minneapolis. Why? Because you let them get attacked back in 2020 during the summer of Floyd. He doesn't answer the question at all, by the way. He dodges it. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, why would anything change? And why would you expect anything else at this point? We'll have more of the meltdown of Minneapolis after this.
California wildfire ripping apart Los Angeles County.
This is ridiculous. This is death by 1,000 paper cuts by Democrat policies.
That is President Trump's motorcade.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Trump has returned triumphant.
We hope they come out tonight.
We prayed together and we cried for 4 years.
Such an amazing feeling.
Flight 5342 colliding with a Black Hawk helicopter. 67 lives lost.
Liberation Day was extraordinary.
We never charged anybody anything, but now we're going to charge.
I think it's a great day here at the White House.
They've sold out our country, and they don't care why they're here.
We're now averaging 2,000 deportations a day.
Finally, a president steps up and does a presidential thing.
The strikes were a spectacular success.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. Backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? Because of a Real Voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
Hey y'all, it's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
When the bacon wants real facts and figures, he goes to RAV. Real America's Voice, baby. That's where you get the real scoop and not the poop.
I'm Terry from New Jersey, and I just want to say that I love Real America's Voice. I love you guys. Keep up the good work.
And X. Hey, by the way, note to everybody here. I've been doing commentary on the side on social media, asking the people of Minnesota, the ordinary folks of Minnesota, is this really what you want? Do you want another summer of Floyd? And I got tremendous amounts of response. No, this is not what we want. Ordinary Minnesotans don't go to Minneapolis anymore. It's a lost city, according to them. And the governor there, he deployed the National Guard over the weekend for no apparent reason. He put them in reflective vests and they were handing out pizza. I think the protesters didn't stop anything last night with the rioting overnight. And Tim Walz thinks the answer, stopping deportation efforts in Minnesota, because apparently they want these hardened criminals, Trende Aragua, child rapists, people with dual murder convictions. And he calls law enforcement, federal agents coming in, which, by the way, they did during the entire Biden administration as well. They deported more than 6,000 people from Minnesota after arresting them. He's calling law enforcement an occupation. What a jackass. I mean, just straight up jackass. Here he is.
You're allowed to decide at any point that you're not with this anymore. If you voted for this administration, heck, even if you thought Operation Metro Surge was a good idea, sounded like the thing to do a month ago, you're still allowed to look at what's happening here in Minnesota and say, this isn't what I voted for and this isn't what I want. I ask you not to stand by idly. Speak out, share what you're seeing, and urge others to put politics aside. We're no longer having a political debate. We're having a moral debate. We all want secure borders and immigration enforcement that prioritizes criminals. And I want to thank the press, especially the local press, who has done a deep dive to show that's exactly what Minnesota did.
Look, I am watching what's happening, Governor. You're an embarrassment. There's no leadership from the governor's office. You've told the Minneapolis Police Department to stand down. Do not assist federal agents in apprehending the worst of the worst. You don't care. Minnesota is a joke. Billions of dollars stolen by the Somali community. Federal agents attacked and assaulted, having their fingers bitten off in the streets of your city. You're a clown, sir. An embarrassment. You should be arrested. California's senators, along with others, say they're going to vote against the spending bill when they get back to work. They're not in session today because of the snowstorm. It says he's going to vote against the spending bill so he can try to defund police. This is the most idiotic thing the Democrats have ever come up with, defund police. We want more criminals. We want child rapists and murderers and human traffickers. We want them in our communities. Well, we don't want them in our communities. We want them in your communities so we can look like good people. Virtue signaling at its worst. Listen to this garbage.
Do you stand with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer? Will you vote against the funding bill for DHS when it comes up for a vote?
So, well, good morning, Jonathan. Good morning to all of you. And let me say a couple of things. First of all, of course, I'm against this spending bill. I was against it the moment it was, the language was made public.
Yeah. So we're going to defund police because that'll make good sense. Let the criminals run wild in Minneapolis like they've done for years now. Whether they're robbing the taxpayer or terrorizing the community, criminals from all ends of the spectrum concentrate in Minneapolis. A lot of job opportunities for criminals in Minneapolis. I find this remarkable. But time and again, there's one Democrat who has his head screwed on straight. John Fetterman, the only sensible Democrat left in the wild, it appears. He supports ICE, as he should, as they all should. Listen.
Absolutely unacceptable, terrible, awful. ICE agents are just doing their job, and I fully support that. And for me, and people in my party might, want to abolish it or, treat them as criminals or anything. That's inappropriate and outrageous. ICE performs an important job for our nation.
Of course they do. John Fetterman has become the only sensible Democrat. He's actually a Democrat, not a radical leftist Antifa agitator. He's actually what a Democrat is supposed to be. ICE, by the way, not backing down from its mission. Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino says the final number for deportation in Minnesota is all of them. Listen.
People in Minnesota want to know when this surge will end. Has there been a date set? Is there a certain number of people you want to apprehend before you decide to ease the surge?
We continue to apprehend dozens, if not hundreds, of these criminal illegal aliens a day. We're going to continue conducting that mission. We're not going to put a date or a timeline to stop this mission. This mission's ongoing until there are no more of those criminal illegal aliens roaming the streets of Minneapolis.
Is there a number, though? You have to have a file.
There is a number, and it's called all of them.
All of them. Oh, so you're going to do your job despite the bizarre outburst from the radicals. That's right. I support law enforcement. I support law enforcement. Cold out there, isn't it? If your flannel feels thin, flimsy, or worn out after one wash, you're doing it wrong. Muskox flannels are built different. Heavyweight, rugged, insanely comfortable. They're ridiculous. They're soft and perfect. These aren't fashion flannels. They're made from thick, double-brush cotton that actually holds up in cold weather, hard work, and real life. And they look even great doing it. Even better, every Muskox flannel helps support wildlife conservation. Right now, you can score $15 off when you use the code HEAVYWEIGHT at GoMuskox.com. GoMuskox.com, heavyweight promo code. Stop buying weak flannels, upgrade to Muskox. And in this weather, you might need two. It was minus 25.4 degrees. Right here Saturday morning. I thought it was wrong. We went to our phones to check. Minus 25.4 was the real deal. I'll take a break and be right back. Welcome to the work week. It's the Steve Gruber Show.
Hello, welcome to T-Town. Like man over 40 everywhere.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
All right, so President Trump has issued emergency declarations for 10 states so far. Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Indiana, and West Virginia. The storm has created a huge problem. Millions without power today. Hope you have a generator. Hope you're still connected to the world. Hope you're doing okay out there. Remember, folks, check on your neighbors. Make sure they're okay. And the rest of the story on this is power prices are surging. When there's demand like this during a cold weather event, a cold snap, prices shoot up. Wholesale electricity prices topped $1,800 per megawatt early Sunday in Dominion Energy's Virginia territory, up from $200 the day before. You heard me right. Prices went up 9 times one day. Gee, I think we need more windmills, maybe more solar panels to be buried under ice and snow because they do such a marvelous job in extreme weather events. Right. Sure they do. Data centers are one of the big users of power these days, powering artificial intelligence and so forth. The demand spike began Saturday night, according to data from PJM Interconnection, the largest regional grid that serves 67 million people. PJM predicts an all-time winter demand record tomorrow because of data center needs. Time for the data centers to power themselves, don't you think? Time for the data centers to power themselves. They can do that, you know. They can have their own generation systems, natural gas. Time to stop being a vampire on the grid. Just a thought, because there are more data centers coming. Keep it in mind, and we'll keep an eye on you guys. Remember, check on your neighbors. This segment proudly sponsored by PuroClean's Veterans Initiative, PuroVet, where veterans find purpose in property restoration and owning their own company. We salute those who served. 855-PuroVet or purovet.com if you're a veteran or know somebody who is. This is your opportunity to get to the front of the line, not pay any franchise fees. Get set up in business, a flourishing business. And after something like we're witnessing with this storm, man, you can be at the front of the line doing good work today. Purovet.com, 855-PuroVet. I'll take a break and be right back.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select.
Before the rest of America jumps in. Click below for your free info kit.
Don't you hate that dirty old hose? It kinks, splits, and it always leaks. And it's way too heavy to carry around. It's time to get the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead. Just turn on the water and watch it grow to a full-size hose. It stretches and expands like a rubber band. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the new Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees. Just connect to the spigot and watch it pivot. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking back to a pocket-size hose. And it makes it easy to carry and put away. Copperhead. It's the hose that grows and pivots, flexes, and sprays. It puts itself away for another day. The pocket hose is so unique and so innovative, it was awarded over 100 patents. Call or go online now to get the super light 25-foot pocket hose copperhead today for only $39.99. But wait, order right now and you'll receive an instant $10 discount. So it's only $29.99. And it gets better. Order right now and get our copper spray nozzle with our exclusive thumb drive free. Simply use your thumb to turn it on or off. And with 10 unique patterns, you'll have a setting for every job. A $30 value. Yours free with every 50-foot copperhead. Plus, copperhead comes with a full 10-year warranty. It's that durable. That means you can order right now with total confidence. But this special offer is not available in stores or on Amazon. So order right here, right now. And with rising costs, this may be your last chance at this low price. There is a strict limit of 3 per order. So don't wait. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-957-6191 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call 1-800-957-6191 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
All right, getting back into it now. I'm going to take a poll today. Is it time for the Insurrection Act in Minneapolis? How much of this are we going to tolerate as a country and let our great cities have these big problems? We'll get back to that. Speaking of housing and affordability, my next guest, Patrice Onwuka, director of the Independent Women's Center for Economic Opportunity, just testified before Congress on this topic that has become very important for so many people. She joins me now. Patrice, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. Look, the dream of home ownership seemed to slip away in a good part during the Biden years as inflation raged. The percentage rates on mortgages went through the roof as, the interest was out of control. It's come way back down now, but how do we make housing more affordable? You just testified in front of Congress. What did you have to share with those folks there?
Well, I came from two perspectives, a perspective of women and a perspective of millennials, of which I am both. And, looking at the challenges that both face, one of the biggest challenges is saving for a down payment. And then obviously the high interest rates and high home prices. So what can Congress do? Well, two answers. Maybe not simple, but important. Deregulation and tax policy. Let me start with tax policy, Steve. Many homeowners right now are sitting on homes that have doubled, even tripled in value. And when you're a senior and you're ready to trade down, maybe you're ready to sell your home and move in with your kids, you're facing a massive capital gains tax. So Congress has not updated its exclusions of the gain in home values, which right now sit at about $125,000 if you're an individual and $250,000 if you're a couple. But if you imagine your home that you've owned for 30 years now is worth over $500,000 to $1 million. So Congress needs to update those exclusions and peg them for inflation so that as you age in your home and you're ready to sell, you're not going to face a massive tax bill. You do that, and you're going to see a massive wave of existing homes coming on the market for sale. And then deregulation, we know this. The Biden green energy attack on household appliances added $31,000 to the price of a new home. So Congress needs to repeal all those mandates on your electric stove, on your refrigerator, on your AC. Get rid of that, and then accelerate permitting reform at the federal level, but also incentivize states to reform their permitting and zoning rules, which again make it very costly to build new homes and to build existing properties on your current lots.
What about just eliminating the capital gains tax on your primary home altogether? What about just eliminating that? Wouldn't that accomplish it? Is that exactly what you're saying? Because that's a discussion being held in the Trump administration. Because look, that's one thing. Property tax is another problem. So you get rid of capital gains and property taxes because these are an issue. You mentioned seniors, fixed income, and their property tax bill comes due. And their cost of living adjustment, their COLA updates and upgrades you can't cover the money. We're basically stealing people's houses because of property taxes. It's unconscionable. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, property taxes is a local level and state level issue, obviously, but the administration can put some force and some, incentivize these states to actually do that. When it comes to the capital gains, there are many proposals that you can do, whether it's eliminating the capital gains tax entirely for seniors, or as I was talking about, just raising those exemptions so that more of the gain is exempted from taxes. But at minimum, Congress needs to make sure that it's staying. The capital gains tax exclusions are, pegging with inflation so that they're rising even as inflation rises. I think that there's so much that needs to be done at the state and federal level. So while a lot of I was testifying before an oversight committee subcommittee hearing, there's still a lot that needs to be done at the states. And if states get their act together, they can be like Austin, Texas, which has seen rent prices decrease as they've deregulated. They can even be like Boston, that deregulated in your ability to turn your basement into a one-bedroom apartment, or your over the garage apartments like Fonzie and the Cunninghams, creating those individual one-bedrooms on your livable spaces. Boston did it, and to good success. So, this is a red state issue. This is a blue state issue, and I hope that Congress is able to do what it can from a dereg and a tax policy perspective, but the states and the cities, they need to get their act together. And I do agree, eliminating property taxes would be massive.
It would be. The whole Fonzie apartment, nice reference, by the way, Patrice. A lot of communities in northern Michigan, where I spend a fair amount of my time, they have been doing this for a number of years because they want more people to come to their towns for their festivals, for their weekend events, for whatever's going on. So they've created the mother-in-law apartment, or what other people like to call that. Why not everywhere? Why not make this a policy everywhere? We can increase, you don't have to increase your footprint. You don't have to turn farmland into subdivisions. You can just turn existing structures into more beds and more opportunities for people to have a place to stay, right? That's what you're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You own your home, and if you have extra space, why not be able to turn it into income generation? Whether you're a senior or a retiree, or frankly just a family, and you want to, gain some new income, or also it encourages intergenerational living. Maybe you want your mom, or maybe your mom wants her daughter to move in with her to help her navigate aging in place. So this is really a state and local level issue because there are regulations on lot size, on what you can do, requirements around parking spaces. I mean, there's so much complex, unnecessary regulation that impedes individuals from being able to build those new one-bedrooms or multi-level, multi-use kind of home units on their own property. And that's where we need to see innovation at the state level. We need to see deregulation at the state level and local level.
Right. So that's one step. But do you think it'll happen? It seems to me that there's a push by some just to push people out of their homes. And maybe I'm just jaded, but it just seems like some of these people don't care. Oh, the old folks get pushed out of their home. No big deal. We need other folks to have these homes. We want to make different regulations. The problem with the left is they answer bad regulations with more regulations far too often. We need to remove those shackles from us, return the free market to making it function properly. A lot of things that could happen. I'll give you the last word.
You know what? There is energy around deregulation, even among Democrats. That was the one bipartisan area that came out of Thursday's congressional hearing. Democrats are actually bought into the idea of deregulating because they're realizing, crazy enough, at the same time they're talking about rent control, which is stupid and which would be terrible for a housing supply. But I think they recognize that you need to deregulate so that you can expand housing supply. California did it when it came to these same, in-law suites that I'm talking about, these English basements, and they saw the number of one-bedroom units increase, particularly for low-income families. So if Democrats are willing to work with Republicans on this area, deregulation in housing, and do it in a responsible way, that doesn't mean you're sacrificing safety and security of homes, but that you're eliminating what doesn't need to be there. I think we might see some action both at the federal level and state and local levels this year.
All right. Patrice Wilke, Director of Independent Women's Center for Economic Opportunity. Thank you for the conversation. It's an important one for seniors and for young families looking for homes, too. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Here's a little something for you. Gold busted through $5,000 an ounce. It's at almost $5,100 an ounce. Silver at $109 an ounce today. 2 weeks ago, it was $77. It's $109 today. What's happening to the U.S. dollar? Is it a dollar issue, or have these things just been undervalued for a long time? We'll keep an eye on it. Big explosion in the metals markets. I'll take a break and be right back.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch Real America's Voice, which always serves accurate and reliable updates that are on point with their amazing hosts. So don't find yourself in a pickle by tuning into the fake news. Stick with Real America's Voice.
From Muskegon, Michigan. Why do you love RAV?
Because we've become family. All those RAV live chatters and me.
Hello, this is Hockey Nut from Weyerhaeuser, Wisconsin. Just saying, tune in to Real America's Voice for the truth.
This is Diane from Rhode Island. Why do I love Real America's Voice? Because they deliver us facts from hosts who love America and love God. What's not to like?
All right, my next guest here on the program is the founder of QE Strong, Rob Renee. Rob, before we even get started, I have to issue a warning to the listeners. The last time Rob was here with his red light therapy, we sold out during the program. So, Rob, welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here. Let's get to it.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, you had demand last time for this red light therapy mat. It was really incredible, sold out during the show. You only have 40 of these available because production is apparently a little slow. So demand is high. The therapy is remarkable. It's a total body reset. Tell the folks what this does.
Well, it's so incredible because it really helps your body in dramatic ways, not only in the skin surface level, but it goes in deep. It's got near infrared as well, so it goes in deep into the body and helps the mitochondrial process work more effectively. And so there's so many benefits of red light. It's just amazing. And finally, the world is recognizing that, so it's becoming very, very popular. And we've got these amazing mats that compare with these $8,000 panels that are just super expensive expensive because they work, but these masks are just as effective. And then we combine it with our quantum energy frequencies, and so it makes it even more effective. And so it's just an incredible combination, and I'm so excited about this product that it just is helping people in such a dramatic way.
Yeah, just in time for Valentine's Day. I guess red light and Valentine's Day kind of go together hand in hand. You only have 40 of these. You need to go to the website now if you want to get in line for this. It's the total body reset. What makes red light technology so superior, Rob? What does it do for me and for you and for anybody?
Yeah, it does so many different things. It literally is going down into the mitochondrial process and helps your body work the way God designed it to. And so a lot of people say it helps with inflammation support, right? And pain and those types of things. And women love it. I know that Ivy, I think, uses this product, this face mask, right? This face mask is incredible for the skin, and it does great things. So the mat is amazing. But then we have a few of these face masks, and then this wand is amazing because it does actual targeted therapy. So you can literally take this with you on the road in your car, and you can have this in 5 minutes, and it really, really makes a difference. So we really got the combination of things that really help your body work the way God designed it, which is super exciting.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Total Body Reset package, and I'm going to read this now, includes the mat, the whole suite of protocols and support. It's a massive value, a Valentine's Day offer. What is the website for people that are looking at this going, I'm interested in this, I want to know more? What is the website?
It's QE Strong for Quantum Energy Strong. So QEstrong.com. And then make sure you use the Gruber code on the Total Body Reset. That literally gives you a $100 discount for our Valentine's Day offer. So use that Gruber discount code, and it's going to help dramatically. And QEstrong.com is the place to go.
All right, so it's up there, and so that's quite a deal. When you say these big machines are $8,000, what kind of a price are we talking here today?
Yeah, so that's what's so awesome about it is literally with the code today, it's like $597, right? So we sell them typically for $1,200, but we've have as our normal offer on the website is like $697 is our Valentine's Day deal. But we want to do something special for your audience because you're amazing, Steve. I love your show and love how you support our country and the things that you're doing for us. And so we wanted to give your community just a great Valentine's Day offer. In this crazy weather we all have, the red light therapy is amazing. So I use it every day, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, the weather has been crazy. Minus 25.5 degrees. 25.5 degrees below zero on Saturday morning. All right, so they started with 40. I'm seeing that the website seems to be chattering pretty fast right now. 40 Total Body Reset packages. First come, first served only. They're available for Valentine's Day, $597 as opposed to $8,000 or some other ridiculous price. The Total Body Reset Kit available at QEstrong.com. Use that promo code Gruber and you'll get that extra $100 off that takes you down to $597. The Total Body Reset. This does change people's lives, Rob. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I'm just so excited to be able to help people, and this red light therapy is amazing. I'm literally writing a book called The Light Code because how awesome the red light therapy, the frequency therapy, which is a huge differentiator that we have, and then we actually will include even our Exodus product, the molecular hydrogen thing, the product that you use every day. We're actually including a bottle of that with this specific offer for people. So not only do you get $100 off, we're going to send you an amazing bottle of Exodus, which has 7 biblical herbs and the molecular hydrogen, which helps that mitochondrial process from the inside. So we're helping your body literally from the top to bottom in a really dramatic way with this special offer.
There you have it. Rob Renee, founder of QE Strong. Visit QEstrong.com. Again, the promo code is Gruber. For the Total Body Reset, a Valentine's special, you can have it at your home long before Valentine's if you get online right now in order. QEstrong.com. Rob, thank you for being here.
You bet. God bless you, Steve.
God bless you. Go check it out. And I ask you to support. Again, we only talk about products here and partners that we have a relationship with. If we don't use it, we don't talk about it, we don't sell it, right? It's how we support the program, folks. I know it's not always the favorite part of the program for you, but without these great partners, we couldn't be here every day to talk about all the important things going on in this country and around the world. So please take your time, take a moment, QEstrong.com. Promo code's Gruber. Total body reset with QE Strong. And he's a good man. He works hard at this, and I can't believe the price is that cheap, $597 after your $100 Gruber discount. All right. The U.S. Senate not in session today. Why? Snowstorm. That means they're only going to have 4 days left, if they come in tomorrow, to get the spending package put through and avoid a government shutdown. But the Democrats, they want the government shutdown because we're trying to enforce the laws in Minneapolis. Remarkable. They'd rather shut the government down than have illegal aliens, hardened criminals taken off the streets in our nation's cities. Strange but true. I'll take a break and be right back.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch Real America's Voice, which always serves accurate and reliable updates that are on point with their amazing hosts. So don't find yourself in a pickle by tuning into the fake news. Stick with Real America's Voice.
From Muskegon, Michigan. Why do you love RAV?
Because we've become family. All those RAV live chatters and me.
Hello, this is Hockey Nut from Weyerhaeuser, Wisconsin. Just saying, tune in to Real America's Voice for the truth.
This is Diane from Rhode Island. Why do I love Real America's Voice? Because they deliver us facts from hosts who love America and love God. What's not to like?
So this storm, it was minus 25.4 degrees here at the studio on Saturday morning. And the prediction was for minus 10 or 12. So I said to Ivy, I said, is that right? Check your phone. I turn my phones off on Saturdays now. I don't look at my phone from Friday night until Saturday night. I go 24, 25 hours with no phone. I disconnect, which is great, by the way. And she said, it says minus 20 here on the official Weather Service app. And I said, so it's real. It was minus 25.4. Here's what's funny about that. I checked online. The official low for our area was minus 12. I'm like, dude, the sensor for that is only 10 miles away. What I'm saying is I don't trust the numbers anymore. I have this computerized weather station. I got it for my birthday a couple years ago, something I wanted. It's out in the yard, tells me precipitation, wind direction, and speed, and temperature. It's very good. You have a computer screen, little thing about yay big, it's on your wall. Minus 25.4. The official low temperature for that date In my area, it's minus 22. 1884. Well, let me tell you something. We broke the all-time record low. They're just dishonest about it because they do these readings at the airports, which is a heat island. You've got all that concrete storing heat, right? And then you've got planes going in and out, stirring up the air. You've got jet exhaust stirring up the air. I can assure you these numbers are not to be trusted. But across the country, numerous deaths reported. Arctic air into the deep south, temperatures in the 10s and 20s. And the wind chill makes it feel a lot colder. Schools closed, people without power. 200 million Americans under some type of cold weather alert today. Not cold enough to call off school today, but it will be again later this week. The Great Lakes, 45% frozen now. They've gone from about 15% to 45% in a handful of days. It's going to go a lot farther. Lake Erie frozen solid as we sit here today. Yeah, a lot to talk about. Coming up in the next hour, Gordon Chang will be here. Why? Purges in China. The top general arrested under investigation by dictator Xi. A lot of instability in Beijing right now. Is she even in charge anymore? We're not sure. Gordon Chang will be here with me in just a few minutes to discuss what's happening in China and how dangerous it could be for the rest of the world. Never miss a moment. This is The Steve Gruber Show.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hi, my name is Tracy L. from Arizona. I don't stink around in the kitchen when it comes to the news. I watch